One for the money, yes sir, two for the show, three for the phone, Polonius, smoke my saxophones in the throat. I go for broke, do not go broke. So choke on all these quotes, ho. Smoke whatever you smoke, use a joke, a Facebook post. Slow to get it, so I get bad like Wild and Briar. Fuel to the fire, the funk squad stay down like flat tires. Looking at Maya as we inspire, yo get badness. Rap music's in a state of sadness, so relish and be glad it's the comeback for the first time since the first rhyme. I've been the most to get bad, Jack Carter. I'm opponent for the host like and Vert. Get bad or get hurt. I killed it like a plaid man skirt. Turn up.
Too bad, you mad, so sad, and I'm glad, man, cause we some bad motherfuckers, man.
Greetings, and welcome to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Greetings, and salutations. For this Seamless Style episode, we want to focus on the upcoming holiday and ensembles that we can put together, styles we can put together for the three main get-togethers. All right, I don't necessarily want to call them parties because they're all themed. All right, from a standpoint of, I say they're all themed because the music tends to be more festive. All right, it's not the typical music that you may hear on an outing in March or February or August, right? Typically the music is festive. All right, it's usually geared towards the holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Right, so there are three main types of get-togethers. There are more get-togethers, obviously, but there are three main get-togethers that you'll probably either participate in one, two, or all three of these over the course of the next 35, 40 days or so, right? There's the Christmas party or the New Year's Eve gathering that may be formal. All right. So, formal, we tend to think more tuxedo, right? Black suit, something along those lines. Very formal, classy, classic look, right? There's typically no margin for error in your ensemble, right? But we're Ralph Lauren guys. You can take a risk. So we'll have one rig today that's showing a formal ensemble for that type of gathering. Then there's the office party, right? The company get together. Now, typically, especially if you are in corporate America or your dress code is business casual, then typically when it comes to the company get together, they allow you to dress down some, right? So we'll take a look at that. And then there is the family get together, the family functions, right? Could be Christmas, could be New Year's Eve, whatever floats your boat, right? But when it comes to that, for us, there's a dress code as well, all right? And we would tend to want to be more festive in our appearance, stick to certain hues, certain styles that coincide with the holiday season, what the layperson is used to seeing, all right? So that will be the ensemble that I'm wearing. All right, so two rigs plus the ensemble I'm wearing makes three. Now, this ensemble is for the family get-together. All right, nice pair of snuff chandelier tassel loafers. All right, something clean. Throughout this entire ensemble, you will see a theme as far as particular fabrics. All of these fabrics wear well together. All right, so that's why I went with the snuff. All right, the suede loafers, snuff hue, just that comfortable, cozy looking tassel loafer. All right, I went with the uh, patchwork socks, the tartan patchwork socks, very festive to the layperson, because when the layperson sees tartan, they think holiday. We know better. All right, but I digest. Same thing goes for the trousers. A pair of wool slim fit rugby Ralph Lauren patchwork, tartan patchwork trousers. All right. Heavy wool flannel trousers with all of your favorite tartan patterns in a patchwork, in a patchwork design on these beautiful and comfortable and warm and just gorgeous, sexy trousers, right? Scroll up, I ended up doing the same thing as far as the shirt. Now you're not going to see much of the shirt because it's covered up by this beautiful sweater here, but the shirt is also a light flannel work shirt with tartan patchwork all over. All right, so this side is a different patchwork. This side, the sleeves, the rib cuffs, the back, right? But it's covered up by this beautiful sweater here. And this sweater gives us the warm Christmas vibe that everybody loves, that inviting vibe that everyone loves. And it also helps us break up from all of this patchwork we got going on, right? I wouldn't wear this shirt with these pants and these socks without the sweater. It's just, whew, right? Anywho, the sweater, lightweight crew neck cashmere sweater with what looks to be, I think that's a hound. The newest one this year is black and I think it has a Dalmatian on it. The hound has a Rob Roy tartan scarf around its neck. Just a beautiful holiday. This might be a golden retriever. Probably a golden retriever. That's one of America's dogs. You know how that go. And then I finished everything off with the double RL wool fedora. All right. Keyhole glasses by Purple Label, Ralph Lauren Purple Label. And this duffel coat, right? Now, this duffel coat is not as long as any of my other duffel coats, but it is considered a duffel. It is by Ralph Lauren. And the reason I copped it was because I liked the color. All right, this charcoal gray is just really classy and just a really good looking, multifaceted duffel coat. All right. So again, it's not quite as long as all of my other duffels, but it does come, I think it comes probably mid-thigh. And it's warm, it's thick, it's warm, it's lined here. This is a nice piece of outerwear for a family function, family get together at grandma's house, at auntie's house. You going bowling, whatever you might be doing, this is a great ensemble. It's going to put everybody in that festive mood, and you're going to be representing as that Ralph Lauren guy of the family. All right. Fragrance of the ensemble, I went with Polo Cashmere. I think Oud would have worked for this ensemble. I think the new Polo Green, the original Polo Green, there are a lot of fragrances that would have worked for this ensemble and for this episode, but I went with Polo Cashmere. One, just because of the fabrics I'm wearing on this particular ensemble, and the looks of the other two ensembles, the two rigs. It just screams for a soft yet manly scent, which is what you get with Polo Supreme Cashmere. All right, so again, there are other choices. So, you know, just from your standpoint, if you don't have cashmere yet, one, I don't know what you're waiting on, and two, you know, there are other options that will work just as good. But Polo Cashmere is what I went with. I just thought it was the perfect choice for this particular episode. All right, and just like Oud and leather, Polo Cashmere lasts lasts a pretty long time. All right. So, you want something that you'll be able to put on and, it's going to carry you throughout the evening. All right. Now, without any further ado, y'all ready, man? Let's get this episode started, man. Holiday get-togethers. All right. Let's go. So, I named this ensemble. Sometimes I name an ensemble, right? I named this ensemble. There is one of my favorite clips on YouTube. Well, it's not even a clip. It's an entire episode, but I really only watch it for certain parts. And sometimes I just go straight to the best part of the interview. But it's the Breakfast Club. It's an older episode. Angela Yee was still on the show, but she wasn't on this particular episode. So it was Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy. And they were interviewing Beanie Siegel, right? Beanie Mac, one of my favorite artists, all right? One of my favorite people. And he was having issues with Charlamagne. They had went back and forth, I think, over social media on something, and it carried over into this episode. And Beans is from Philly. If you know anything about cats from Philly, from the streets, yeah, it can get real quick. Long story less long, he had been telling Charlamagne throughout the interview that he was not qualified to ask him questions about certain things that had to do with the street because he wasn't from that life, right? Which is a fact. That's not conjecture, it's a fact. But at the end, Beans looked at Charlamagne and told him play with something. He said play with something safe. Cause this is dangerous over here. Play with something safe. Don't play with me.
You don't know nothing about that, man.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, so stop running your fucking mouth, man.
And I don't want to.
Stop running your fucking mouth. You shouldn't. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
No doubt.
You talking about somebody who went to war with police. It's dangerous. Attempted murders in the height of my career. It's dangerous. You don't know nothing about that, man.
No.
You sit up here and your job is to play games. But play with something safe, man. Don't play with me.
And if you know anything about the Philly accent, man, that threat right there came off like hot knife through butter, man. It was just smooth. So that's the name of this ensemble. This ensemble is called Play With Something Safe. Because when it comes to a formal gathering, play with something safe. Don't play with him. All right? Don't play with him. Ladies, if you're going to a formal gathering with your better half, and this is what he's doing, don't play around. Make sure whatever you're wearing, whatever you're wearing, your confidence level needs to be higher than it is on a normal day. Because play with something safe. Okay? I'm just telling you. We can start at the bottom because let's start at the bottom. I pulled out the Ralph Lauren purple label, wool, Royal Stewart slippers, all right? With the Royal Stewart pattern on the heavy wool covered slippers with the bullion crest in front, okay? Sick. Now, I have two pair of hosiery here. I have the gray hosiery with the tuxedo bear holding a martini. And I have red hosiery with all over tuxedo bears holding martinis. I am leaning towards the red ones for this ensemble. But it's not a huge lean. It's maybe about 62%, 62 to 67% on the red. But that's a heavy 30 33 to 38% for the gray, because the gray is popping as well. All right. So I guess it just depends on when you sit down and cross your legs, do you want attention to come to your socks or not? Because the Martini Bear on the gray socks is up close towards the ribbed portion of your sock. So it's closer to your knee. The red socks are all over. So as soon as your pants leg rises up, they're going to see those bears, and that's going to bring more attention to you. So it just depends on what level of attention you require, because this ensemble is already bringing the pain hardcore to the brain. The suit is a Ralph Lauren Purple Label suit. It is obviously black. It is a 3-button dual vintage suit. Just a nice, clean wool suit. All right. Now, let's look at some of the pieces that make this not something safe, something you don't want to play with. All right. First things first, wool waistcoat in the Royal Stewart. All right. Just beautiful craftsmanship on this piece. All right. It is Polo Blue Label. All right. I went with my Elgin pocket watch. I also went with a matching wool necktie in the Royal Stewart. All right. Broke out the pipe tie bar from the tie bar. All right. Pocket square is a white silk pocket square by Ralph Lauren. I don't know where in the world I got this paper mache floral lapel pin, but it just works perfectly with this near tuxedo, completely formal look. Right, it's black and white. Now the shirt, I went with a Polo Blue Label spread collared dress shirt. All right, the reason I went with white and not black was because, in my opinion, when you do a black suit and you have a black dress shirt, then everything else should just be black. I don't like red ties with a black suit, black shirt. I don't like yellow ties with a black. I don't like any color tie with a black suit and a black shirt. Now, if you're going to wear neckwear, wear a solid black. All right. You can get away with small pin dot or, polka dot black tie, but even that is pushing it. For me, this is completely my opinion. All right. No one else's. If you agree, great. If you don't, great. But that's why I went with a white shirt, because of the Royal Stewart. I think it just, that bright white, you don't need any pops of color because of the Royal Stewart, but that bright white just works better with the Royal Stewart that you have on than a black shirt would. All right. If you did do any type of headwear, obviously, it would probably need to be a black fedora. All right. Solid black. Maybe a little feather or something. It's cool. Not nothing big or big and flamboyant as far as a feather. But there's another route you can go to. And it's definitely going to be something that you need to be a risk taker to do this. And I'm going to be honest. I'm not even sure I would do it, but I think I would. All right. But you could do a beret with this look. All right. Now, if you had a Royal Stewart tartan beret, hopefully by Ralph Lauren, that's even bigger risk. But I think it would look better if you just had a solid black beret, hopefully by Ralph Lauren. Wouldn't have to be, but a solid black beret with this look on a man, it's a risk, but it's a risk that I think is worth the reward, because people would really look at you and say, you know what, he is him, right? He is him. Because I wouldn't have dared thought to have done that. But I think it would work. I don't own a beret, not looking for a beret, because I don't dress formal enough to really justify doing it. But if I saw a beret, Ralph Lauren, Blue Label, Purple Label, Double RL, and it was a great price, and it was black, or Royal Stewart, I jump on it just to already have it is to already have it in the chamber, or when I pull up and I tell you, play with something safe. This last look is for the office party, especially if your office party or your office get together. They tell you, yeah, dress it down, dress casual. You don't have to, we wear a suit Monday through Friday. So yeah, you can come in, dress casual, dress down. That's what this look is for. All right. Now, what this look does is it gives you just a little hint, this small. You see how small that is? That small of a hint of holiday, right? And I'm talking again to the layperson, right? Because more often than not, as you already know, the layperson either thinks tartan or red and green. That's all they think holiday is. Now we, as Ralph Lauren guys, know better. We've seen time and time again during this time of year, whether it's ads on social media or just what's new and available online under holiday. Very rarely do you see red and green together. You might see some purple and black. You might see royal blue and navy blue, royal blue and white, right? So we know better. But this gives you a hint of what the layperson feels like it's holiday. But from our standpoint, we know this is a holiday vibe, especially for the office get together. All right. But let's start at the bottom. So I couldn't decide which footwear, so I put both here for you to see. All right. The black monk straps. The black monk straps is a great look. It dresses up the look a little more, not a lot. Or the black sneakers. All right. The black sneakers with the white sole is super casual, but the colors and the casualness yet clean lines of the sneaker also pops with this entire ensemble. All right. Either way, you go with the black purple label socks with the skull and bones. All right. You scroll up. We have a nice pair of heathered or weathered Kelly Green slim fit chinos. All right. Kelly Green slim fit chinos. Now, we have a gingham gray and white sports shirt. And over top of that, we have 2 pieces of rugby. All right. 2 pieces of rugby iconography. All right. We have a rugby wool crew neck sweater, college gray with all over skull and crossbones in white. And then over top of that, we have a corduroy sports coat by Rugby Ralph Lauren, black with all over skull and bones in a black. All right, so it gives it a tonal effect. From a distance, you may not even see the skull and bones on the sports coat, but once you get up close, it's just a nice added touch to this entire ensemble. All right, we went with a polo blue label pocket square and a ruby red with green and yellow foul yard patterns over top. So that gives us a pop of color up top to go along with our green chinos. All right. And you can finish the look off with headwear in the form of a gray tam by Polo Blue Label, herringbone tweed. All right. It completes this casual look. All right. Depending on what your parameters are for the office party, if there are any. And also depending on what you just feel more comfortable with wearing at the office party will determine your footwear. All right. But I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those choices, whether it be the monk strap or the casual yet clean leather sneaker. All right. Great look, comfortable look, understated, but still has that pop of pizzazz that lets people know, yeah, he's still him. And that's another episode in the books. Today we did holiday ensembles. All right. holiday get together, holiday gatherings, holiday party ensembles. All right. What do you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Which ensemble was your favorite and why? I think that even though formal gatherings isn't necessarily something I aspire to attend on a regular basis, like I give you an example. I do the Met Gala. Going to the Met Gala is high on my list, right? But would I want to go to the Met Gala or any other formal gathering once a year? Or would I want to go to formal gatherings 3-4 times a year? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And just because, and for no other reason, because I just wouldn't. Like, no, doesn't interest me, doesn't move me. But I do want to go to the Met Gala. So I would probably say that out of the ensembles, I did like that Rig the best. All right, the formal gathering ensemble. But you could probably catch me in this every year during the holiday season, and maybe another time of year when it's, a cooler weather, because again, for the lay person, tartan is for holiday. For us, we can wear tartan whenever. It has nothing to do with holiday. Next episode, I was really wanting to hold this episode until I go behind the paywall first of the year, because I'm going to do that. I'm 100% on board with doing that. And this past birthday just kind of solidified that for me. I said, yeah, let me get $5 to $10 donations from everybody who watches the channel. I know good and hell well it's more than 6 people that watch the channel. So it is what it is, no hard feelings, no harm, no foul. But there are not enough people making donations, and there are not enough people booking a session for me to just continue to give out free game. So, there are plenty of episodes. There are 170 episodes for you to use as references. If you need ideas or concepts, feel free. I'm not going to take them down. But starting on first, my YouTube will be used for clips of episodes, and my episodes will be behind the paywall. All right. So I was going to save next Sunday's episode for behind the paywall, but I said, you know what? Because this is a really important episode, for those Ralph Lauren collectors, those aspiring to be Ralph Lauren collectors, those folk aspiring to start collecting, change up their wardrobe, whatever the case may be. If you're here, you're probably here because you're a huge fan of Ralph Lauren, the brand and the lifestyle. And this next episode is of supreme importance to that. All right. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to hold it for the paywall. I'm going to go ahead and give it to them this month in December, so that it will be there for a reference, because this might be one of the most important episodes that I've done coming up next Sunday. All right. So you definitely want to have your notifications on, so you'll be able to catch this episode as soon as it drops. All right. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and tell a friend, because we here ready for all of the holiday shenanigans. Artists paint pictures, haters paint narratives. So don't be no hater. Y'all have a good one.